Hey guys, sorry for making a third video about this, but we have even more updates on the Dandy's World situation, and yet again, I have to get it out somewhere. First of all, qwel has made it yet another statement as of August 6th. Yay! Good job! Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna go ahead and read the statement. Obviously, her words, not mine.
Hi everyone, as promised, this is a follow-up to my statement from July. While I still stand by what I said then, I know there is much more that needs to be said, and I hope there is a meaningful next step.
Okay, I can't. You stand by this absolute lying slop of a statement. I was shown drawings in August 2024 that depicted fictional characters. I was disgusted and horrified. The fuck you mean? We know that there is proof you knew since 2021. As I've said, if you were really manipulated for 3 years, we want you to be honest about it. But I find that probably a little bit hard to believe regardless. We want honesty. That was not honesty. I can't believe she's doubling down on this statement. Especially saying like you cared about the victims and then silencing Joji as well. Anyways, let's continue now. I apologize for the tangent.
I know there's much more that needs to be said, and I hope this is a meaningful next step. Before I start, I'm not going to name specific names because I don't want to encourage any further harassment of anyone. I know this might make what I'm about to say sound vague, but I don't want to risk anyone on any side of this situation getting targeted or hurt anymore. First and most importantly, many people deserve apologies from me. I'd like to formally do so in the statement, but I know that a blanket apology is not enough. I want to directly help those who have been victimized with the person who abused me and others, and apologize for any direct or indirect actions I've done that may have harmed them. And everyone who was impacted by what happened in the past and what's happening right now deserves the opportunity to heal, and I want to do what I can to help.
Okay, you know what? We'll see about that. I don't know if she's going to follow up on this, considering all of the lies she spread literally last month. If you really have changed as a person in the last month, please tell us what you've done to change and what you will do. Holy shit. Okay, back to the statement. It's hard to get through this without any interruptions.
Please know that I am sorry. As a part of taking responsibility, I will be stepping back from my position as the lead on Dandy's World until further notice. Right now, my focus needs to be on personal growth, accountability, and healing. A lot of false information about who I am and what I've done in the past has been spread over the past few months.
False information about who I am and what I've done in the past has been spread over the past few months.
Some is completely made up or is only a part of the story to make me look like a monster. I will admit that I've made mistakes and poor choices in the past, but I've always tried to learn and grow. I take responsibility for how I conducted myself as a leader and a friend. Looking back, there are things I should have done differently, and I'm committed to doing better in the future.
A lot of false information. Yeah, the information that you ignored entirely last time. I'd appreciate if you let us know which information this is, and how and why this is false.
While I step away, members of the studio will continue sharing the work they are doing. I hope you give them the kindness they deserve because they care so much about Dandy's World and the community. The team behind Dandy's World is incredibly talented, and this project is also about building something bigger than one person.
Before I end this, I want to address the letters that the Blush Crunch legal team sent out a few weeks ago. Please note that I did not tell the legal team to send individual cease and desist letters.
Wait, fucking finally, she announced the cease and desist letter she sent. Or, I guess her team may have sent. And she entirely denies any responsibility. Thanks, qwel. Okay, anyways.
Our legal team acted in the interests of the company to protect the business, me, and Blush Crunch employees because they anticipated that the narrative that was being spread would lead to harassment and hate. They were ultimately proven right because the existence of the cease and desist letters was shared with the public, and the narrative then became that I was personally trying to silence people.
Which I would never do.
This caused things to get worse, and for others to be harassed even more violently.
So you do defend them for doing this. I don't agree with harassment, but the uproar that happened over the cease and desist was in fact because there was a cease and desist. While if this is true, qwel is not 100% responsible. She is still responsible for hiring said legal team and not telling her legal team in advance to, not do that, and she does need to acknowledge and accept that fact. She does not.
I have asked the legal team not to pursue any further legal action against anyone unless they absolutely have to, based on persistent harassment and attacks. I want to be transparent and share that the legal team is strongly considering further action against one former employee who has aggressively and repeatedly incited harassment and attacks on me, our staff, and others who are just trying to do their jobs. This individual pursued a close personal relationship with me when I was 15 and he was in his 20s, and his actions have caused me, my family, Blush Crunch employees, and the Dandy's World community a tremendous amount of pain and suffering. The legal team will ultimately make the decision whether or not to pursue. I understand that this might feel like it took too long to make this post. I can also understand that this statement still might not feel like it's enough for some of you. I am doing the best I can and will continue to grow and learn. It's been difficult and scary to fully comprehend the way that I have made others feel. I've also been unable to properly come to terms with how I was groomed and manipulated in the past, especially when I've seen so many people say that I willingly protected one of my abusers and that I deserved to be harmed or killed. For 2 months, I've been attacked, and I've seen people attack not just members of the studio and the Dandy's World community, but children who some have felt the need to harass and threaten for just enjoying a game they like. I can't let this continue and do nothing about it. I hope that one day I can return to Dandy's World, but I know that the only way that I can return is if I take accountability, get the support I need, and grow as a person. Qwel.
You know what? Genuinely, qwel, if you are watching this, I sincerely hope you do grow as a person for the sake of you and everyone else around you. However, I do not hope you return to Dandy's World. Although, I suppose it doesn't affect me as I quit this game months ago. I do believe, and I think a lot of people would agree, that you being head of the development team for this game has caused many people harm, and I do not think as many people will welcome you back as you might expect. I believe this statement contradicts the previous one, and also lies about multiple other things. No, qwel, this is not enough for me to return to the game, and not enough for so many of the other people who used to absolutely adore this game before the stuff came out. Next of all, we have a statement from a mod on the Discord. Honestly, this statement from this mod right here might be the only thing said by a Blush Crunch staff member that I actually agree with.
Hey all, important announcement here. Recently, there has been an influx of staff receiving harassment, ranging from insults and derogatory terms up to threats against their lives and doxing/leaking of personal information. Nobody should ever have to face receiving these threats. I'd like for you to take a moment and consider how seriously damaging this can be to someone's life, their family, and their mental health as a whole. We are humans behind the screen who are doing our best to continue to handle user reports and continuing to keep the game and servers safe as best as we can. Lastly, I'd like to add a gentle reminder that the moderation team has no involvement in addressing the current situation. Thank you.
Why are people threatening the mods? Why are people threatening anyone? Clearly, qwel is not really the best person, but the mods haven't done anything except work for her, and they didn't cause the whole rock situation. I'm sure most of them weren't even there for that. The mods have not done anything, and apparently even they're getting threats and harassment. I don't even think qwel should be threatened and told to die. I don't support this in the slightest, and I think the people behaving this way need to be held accountable. Thank you, Rudy. I appreciate you saying this, even though I don't know how many people are actually going to listen to you due to them hating you as a member of Blush Crunch's mod team. So I would like to agree with this statement. Please stop harassing people. I think criticism is absolutely warranted in this situation, but harassment and death threats are not deserved in the slightest. Please stop it. If you are anybody doing this, or if you know anyone doing this, this needs to stop. I also wanted to talk about how people have been returning to the game the second qwel said she was stepping down. Like, they see this announcement in the Discord and they're like, yes, I can play the game again. I'm gonna quote this tweet right now, because I think it describes exactly how I feel about this. Is this all we care about? I feel like some of these people genuinely only stopped playing the game because it was problematic or something, not because there were genuine victims of the situation. We don't know if qwel is just bluffing to get people back to playing her game. She might not even be stepping down. She might still be getting paid. And she might not even be giving the private apologies she said she would give. You guys genuinely need to be patient and wait for the victim's statements on whether they believe it is okay to play this game or not. The victims are the people you should be listening to on the morals or ethics of playing Dandy's World, not qwel. I think people should be understanding this well enough after deciding not to support qwel anymore in the first place. Okay, I'm adding this at the end, but I have to goof on the newest update. It's so bad. I'm sorry, the new tune looks like Blot if he lost all of the charm he had. Why did we need a new tune? His stats are dumb. His abilities dumb. Why did we need this? We did not. What are we doing? Okay, I'm sorry. He looks stupid. He looks stupid. Maybe this is just because I don't support the game anymore that I'm just starting to hate all of the new things that even come out. But even if it was okay to play the game, I do not think I'd play it anymore. The new tune sucks. I'm sorry. Well, alright. This one concludes the Dandy's World trilogy on my channel, or at least hopefully it does. There shouldn't be any more videos on this situation unless some more meaningful, important information comes out. There are so many fun games out there. Try not to get too hung up on Dandy's World, even though that sounds way easier said than done, because I can relate as well with it being a hyperfixation of mine since 2024. I still own a crocheted goob plush that I made a while ago at this point. Might have been last year. I still have him. I'm not gonna get rid of him because of this. I still like my stupid plush because I literally made it. I was a little ashamed to admit that I still had it, but I still have it. If you're gonna buy merch or something, buy it secondhand. Don't play the game. I don't care if you're still part of the fandom. That's it. I've said this all before, I guess. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I'll see you later.